All right, starting
When's
this
Chris come
off,
back?
he comes back the 3rd.
When's that?
That's Friday.
Dang, he's gone for that long?
I know. Coming from the guy who never has any vacation available.
He's gone for a week? What was that?
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. That was at his old job. But yeah, we've been kind of all over the place with things going on, people being sick, people moving, people taking vacations. Chris leaving us for Florida for a week and
Getting
us doing
tan?
this. Yeah, getting
How
tan.
could he?
Exactly.
I just picture him sitting at the pool, right? And he's got like one of those fancy drinks with like a little umbrella in it. His sunglasses, he's by the pool, all nice.
And then just falling asleep in the sun and getting burnt. Yeah.
What if that's what he's like? I fell asleep at the pool.
He'll never tell us, but that's absolutely probably what happened. But okay, well, I mean, Chris is the more traveled of the two of us. But
Oh, extremely, absolutely, 100%.
this is what we're gonna do on our mini episode. We're just gonna talk about the exciting life of Chris as the two of us just work endlessly.
We're envious of Chris's trips.
Exactly. But no. Today's mini episode, since we're in the middle of wrapping up the glorious winter season.
Let's say the end. The end.
Yeah.
We're
The
all
end
at
of
the
the
end.
winter.
Only tiny little. We only have to watch very little.
Such a good anime season that we even went ahead and swapped out 2 shows because they were just god awful.
None of us watched the beginning.
Yes. But you'll get to see what they are. But
The good replacements.
yes, very good replacements.
No
Honestly,
spoilers yet.
top tier stuff. No spoilers of that right now. But I'm super excited.
It's been a good season. I've
Yeah,
thoroughly
been
enjoyed.
good. It was an all right season. Spring though, I don't know if you've watched any of it. Chris and I started watching some of it in VR, big screen VR, the other day, which love watching it in there. We should definitely later tonight.
I gotta download it. Yeah,
Download
it's
it
on
later
here.
tonight. I'd love to just put up for a little bit. I love watching in there. They have an anime classroom. It's great.
Yeah. What I do personally, and I've done this for even the past season, not even this winter, but before that, I put my VR headset on, I go in the living room, and I go into like the AR mode or whatever. What's that called?
The pass-through.
The pass-through, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Wow, look, I've had mine longer than you, and you know more.
Exactly.
But I go to the web browser and I go to Crunchyroll, which I would think they would make the browser a little bit better to be able to just click, like their links are there, but no, I gotta go to a menu and then bookmarks. But then what I do is I just make it full screen, and it looks like it's on my wall. The little thingies jump at you, and you're like, boop, 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 or whatever.
We're here to talk about certified fresh, 94%, 4.9 out of 5, straight gold, Spy Family Code White.
And it's crazy that you remembered like all of that and didn't have to read it either.
I know. I was quickly glancing over at some of the open tabs that I have on here. But yeah, 7.4 on the IBMD rating, which I think is the lowest rating I've seen out of all the sites. Out of 10.
I had more tabs open, but since I restarted my computer to the microphone, I now only have 2. So whoops.
But yeah, we big spoilers, big banners,
Big
spoiler. If you haven't seen it, it's been out for about 2 weeks now since we saw it, the 19th.
It's
Like
been
a week
2
ago.
weeks?
A week? No, it's been
a week ago. Okay,
Yeah.
I was about to say, it's been
about
2
a week
weeks
ago. But yeah,
one of our
we went to
other
go see it.
adventures.
We did. We
We
ventured
did
out.
see it. We saw it English dubbed as well.
We did in standard definition. All thanks to Psy at the Regal's outdated cinema.
I haven't been to a Regal since I was a young kid, and I was just shocked at what I was going through there, and then because we're spoiled with AMC. But then once I turned the corner and there was a mini arcade, childhood side was so excited. I literally was like, "Oh, I need quarters!" And like they had the little like machine, that like claw machine and everything, and I was like, "Oh, I got no cash on me. This is a bummer."
But yeah, they switched from Coke products to Pepsi products. They're a
I'm
Pepsi
not a
house now.
fan. Not a fan. Didn't
They
like
also didn't have the name brand
it. Oh,
food item that I purchased at the concession.
They
Which,
gave him some Costco. Like,
exactly, some Costco bulk buy.
oh,
You know what?
man.
I'm not going to throw Costco under the bus because I am now a Costco card hold member.
Oh,
Because Costco
bougie.
pizza's pretty banging and
I don't
packs
think
a
I've
lot of
ever had it.
protein.
I think I've only ever. Yeah, no.
It's great. It's great. Well, one of these weekends we can go out to Costco.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll do our
yes.
review.
But yeah, a little disappointed in that. But you know what? The movie was not disappointing. And without,
Wasn't.
getting anything more in it, I was surprised, pretty not a full theater like it's been for some of the
Other
My Hero Academia movies that
or
we've
Dragon
gone
Ball,
to.
Dragon Ball
Or
Z
Dragon
ones.
Ball,
Those were
which-
packed.
Yeah, which I think is a little surprising because I feel like
Yeah.
Spy Family is just as globally big, maybe a
I
little
think-
lower, but just as big. I feel like
Do
it's
you
been
think
a
it's 'cause of the
phenomenal
theater?
since it's come out.
Do you think it's because of the
That-
theater? Because
that's
like
true.
the other ones are like all the AMC ones. I think were pretty busy.
Yeah, that is very true. It very well might be the theater that we went to.
Yeah.
They
Benefit we
probably
didn't
went
have
go see
to,
it.
hit anybody like anyone else's elbows
Yeah.
while we were there, except for Chris. I know you had to.
Oh yeah, I had to elbow him in the side a little bit because he kept falling asleep.
Sleepy guy, man, works too hard.
Exactly. He went and pumped all that. He had a full day at work.
And worked out. Yeah.
Buying, selling, whatever he does, and then went and pumped that iron, getting swole for the movie, and then just kept knocking out. And the couple which was next to him, which was the only ones dressed up in a pretty good cosplay of Lloyd and Yor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
But yeah, he kept falling asleep, which is also why we didn't invite him to this recording because he's in Florida and he didn't bother to stay awake for the movie.
I will say this. For the 5% of the movie he did see, he said he enjoyed. So I will say that. And to start off with that as well is like he never wanted to watch Spy Family, and John and I had to force him in the car coming from Gamers Heaven. I think the first time we watched like the first 3 episodes, like driving in the car.
Put it on. He was like, "Oh, well, what was this again?" And it was like, "Yeah, I'll watch it later." Yeah, you can't get past the feels on this.
It's just good feels anime. I'm excited, and if you are a Spy Family fan, this story doesn't directly interact with like changing anything from the main storyline in the series, which is great. It's just like a fun vacation.
More
type
stories in a way that they don't have to worry about the canon of the storyline and just get to have like full fun and play a little more with the, just the family dynamics in a way that's like, hey, it's not going to matter what happens at the end of this. It's just going to be a great time.
Exactly. And that's what I was very excited for because the trailer was pretty good. They did reveal a lot in the trailer, but I still wasn't disappointed at all.
No. The one thing I was disappointed about, which I thought was going to be in the movie, I thought it was that they were going to go a little more out there, and it was going to be something with before they put out like when I just saw the teaser. And they put out like a little thing about it. It was just going to be a trip.
Yeah, with like the poster.
We would get Santa Claus and Anya meeting Santa Claus.
Oh, that would have been adorable.
Yeah,
that would have been amazing.
I thought that's where we were going for it before they put out the full trailer.
Yeah, it is Christmas time because they are in like
they're in like that weird because it's all renamed European nations.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a German Christmas village. That's kind of like where they're at.
Switzerland,
it's wintry.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Really cool. I will say this, and I want to start off with right when the preview started rolling, or after, and we started getting into like the beginning of the movie. They bring up Crunchyroll and all the other studios, and I noticed that there's multiple studios that pitched into it. I don't remember how many. I know John's probably typing to look it up, but I was curious about that. I said, why do they have so many studios? I will say the animation. The reason why they have multiple studios, they have a couple different scenes that you can tell that these other studios did because John, I don't know if you really liked them, but I loved the transitions, especially the funniest scene of the entire movie that I want to say right now, if that's okay with you, John.
They pretty much broke up like main sections of the movie. Like, you're in charge. This studio is going to be in charge of the overall basic story. This studio
Yeah.
is going to be in charge of all the fight scenes, and then this studio is going to be in charge of a special little secret we got.
Yeah. And it was just the visuals on it. Laughed. I laughed out loud. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. That would be the mid scene, but but yeah, that's one of the best enjoyments is seeing the different styles that they kind of did.
Yeah, the studios that they had on it, which I'm looking on my anime list, which they might not have all of it uploaded on there, but the two main studios, which also are the two that do the shows. I know Chris brought this up before, that there's two main studios that works on the production of it, and I think they trade off every couple of episodes.
Yes, which is just divide the work.
Yeah, Wit Studio and Cloverworks, which are really great. I'm surprised a lot more series don't do that. Like, I feel like Jujutsu Kaisen, if you're going to get out seasons, might, but
yeah, but if the studios were close knit working together, but we know the difficulties of these corporations and how they treat these animators, man. And like, I'm not saying anything.
Which, yes, go leave a nice comment for the person who worked really hard on this animation and every other anime that you love. You know, they're putting out amazing things, amazing work. But yeah, that scene, spoiler wise, because if you want to go into the synopsis of it, and then we can break down that scene. Yeah.
So I have. All right, so I'll go into the storyline, and this is from IMDb?
BD.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I never go on this site, so I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, my anime list has a nice little short one. If you want,
I'll read this one. Either one. But the premise of the storyline here is that after receiving an order to be replaced in Operation Strix, Lloyd decides to help Anya win a cooking competition at Eden Academy by making the principal's favorite meal to prevent his replacement, or in order to replace his. In order to, oh my God, I can't speak.
In order to words.
Prevent his replacement. So he's doing this so he doesn't get replaced. The forgers decide to travel to the meal's origin region, where they set off a chain of actions which could potentially put the world's peace at risk. Which this is all very valid, and how they just segue into a separate story. And I just thought it was. Fantastic wave.
But yeah, but the funniest scene, the funniest action scene that sequence that came up in the movie, which I was referencing, is so at the beginning of it, it was pretty good. Like, I was not expecting kind of the villain and everything that was going on with it, but Anya being Anya and herself, while they're taking a train trip to the town they're going to learn the recipe for this dessert for the headmaster, so she can win that Stella Star. She sees some shady looking guys, and then Bond has a premonition about her eating a chocolate, and then she ends up finding it, accidentally eats it, and then later it's found out that this delicious yummy chocolate actually had a microfish inside of it.
Microfilm.
Microfilm. Oh yes, microfish is that library piece of equipment. But yes, a microfilm that has, I forget what they said on it, but
something that could
turn
stuff. Something that could turn the tide of the war.
Exactly. Secrets, state secrets. But once she gets captured by the villains, who find her because they know the whole time that she ate it because they caught her, and then Yor took him out before they could first get her the first time. But yeah, they captured her again, and they're trying to get it out, and they're like, well, she ate it, and she's like, well, then you're gonna have to poop it out, and
wait until you poop.
Exactly. And they're like trying to make her go. They're making all like these bathroom noises and stuff. And
she's nervous though. She's nervous the whole time because they said they're going to dispose of her afterwards. Basically just going to kill her once
she can't make this movement. We'll have to, the main guy tells his two lackeys who were in charge of it, you better cut it out. But yeah, she's like, for holding world peace, I got to hold it in. But yes, when she reaches her tipping point, she has a call to God moment where she meets the one and only poop god in a sequence that could only be described as what is his name? Kami from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
uh, is in charge of
The toilets.
the toilets of the world, and is guiding this young child
the
into their salvation.
and it's like a giant golden toilet that like she's going to, and they're like flying, and it's like
Flying
all
through the air.
the animation completely changes because
Yeah.
it's supposed to be like kind of like a dream. It's in her head, of course, but it's just it was so
It's
out
crazy.
of nowhere. No one expected it. I know I laughed. John laughed. The theater was laughing. I thought it was just great. But seeing that first change in animation, the second that happened, I went, "That's why there's other studios too."
Exactly.
Working on it. I was like, "Oh, get it."
They focused all on producing that scene, which was great. It was wonderful. And also, too, the other studio that produced one of the final fight scenes with Lloyd and the villain, where it went all pretty much JoJo's Bizarre Adventure color scheme on us.
Yep.
Yeah, just really striking contrast and everything. Just great.
Yeah.
Like, can't even really describe how beautiful like all the scenes were that they spent so much time in. It was great.
The lighting too. So like certain scenes, you could tell when they really emphasize a lot. Like if they're just walking around, like it does look nice in that little village. But the moment they got to like the Christmas village with like the string lights hanging and stuff, and they could see everything, like it lit up way more. And I was like, wow, this looks really, really good.
Yeah, it was such a good. It's not the most amazing story. Like there are other like cooler, deeper like stories and plots in a lot of like season 1 and season 2 that's been going on, but this was just a great adventure family outing, and I hope that's kind of the theme that they've got going on for like the next movie that they do, because I hope that's kind of the theme is like the family vacation and what ends up happening, because this is great, and I don't
keep
think
doing
that's,
it.
exactly, I don't think it's probably what's going to be the next one that they do, but at the end they tease like, oh well, let's go here and learn this so you can try and win a Stella Star for I think it was another cooking thing, but
they were at the beach. That's all I remember. 'Cause
Yes.
they did like a nice like little picture screenshot at the end, which was cool.
But it would be cool. Yeah, it would be cool if like they did a family vacation of like, oh, we hear Lord Damien's family is going to be vacationing in the whatever sea, and that they go and try and casually bump into. That'd be a pretty cool one in there, but you know,
No, I agree. The one thing I will say is like, again, to mention what you're saying about this is not very story driven, but if you are a fan of Spy Family, it is just a good, enjoyable watch. Like the one thing that I really did like to see is the closeness of the characters bonding together. So one of my favorite parts is that like Bond gets to join this adventure, part of the family. He's in there just like everybody else. Also, like you have these little sweet moments, between Yor and Lloyd, because they're worried about other things. And then Anya, of course, can read everyone's mind. But there's just sweet little interactions between the family that are just like very meaningful, and it just builds a better connection. I think with like I enjoy it more now because I'm like, wow, you get to see more of that emotional side of the characters and them bonding and really what they're doing it for, which is really nice.
Yeah, I definitely saw that in there, especially too with Yor and Anya in this. I don't know because I haven't watched the English dub one in a while, but I know in the manga and in the Japanese dub, she always refers to Anya as Miss Anya in there. But in the story, you see her just calling her Anya and everything, which just kind of like shows off like I guess in this like non-canon story that she's become like closer and like is acting more of a mother to Anya and everything, which I think she has from the building, but she's kind of seen it more as like as a job, as opposed a job that she likes, but it's like, well, this is Lloyd's daughter and I'm here to do things for her. But it definitely shows like the bond growing more of it.
Specifically the scene when they arrive at like the bed and breakfast or like the hotel, and Anya is so excited to go on this vacation. She packs all these toys and stuff because she wants to spend time with the family, and she like just dumps it out. And then because she watches that spy TV show, she starts acting like a spy, and Yor just plays right into it, and they just start playing, and it's just sweet to see. I did really enjoy it.
It's great. It's good. Hopefully they keep it up with more movies. I mean, the success of this,
Yeah.
and especially the success of this after having such a high success, because it originally came out midway through 2023 in Japan for the international, and then it took 6 more months for it to get dubbed and then released in the US
The next year.
right now. And it's just been great. Like, I didn't get spoiled at all in the time that it was out there. Like, I didn't see anything on social media or anything that like ruined the movie for me or like spoiled anything.
Try to
And
swipe past it if I do. Just don't
Exactly.
don't
But
look.
for like
read.
an hour and 50 minutes went down beautiful, as opposed
Sweet
to
spot,
like
really.
the last My Hero Academia movie, which just
cut and paste.
just
cut
kept
and
going
paste.
on and on and on. And even when we got to like a fight scene, I was just like, when is this ending?
Yeah.
And then they've like rushed the last fight scene into the last 10 minutes. But that's the story for another day, another episode. But
This is Spy
this
Family
great.
Code White, and it's just I say if you love Spy Family, go and see it. If you want to bring somebody who's never seen Spy Family, I
Or
will
never
say
seen an anime in general. Like,
this is true. I agree.
this is good stuff.
One thing that Spy Family does very well, and I remember when you first told me like, "Hey, I think you should watch this." I remember I was wrapping Christmas gifts and I started
Oh, yeah.
watching it, and I was like, they do such a good job explaining everything and introducing these characters and how they tell it. If somebody's never seen Spy Family, the series, you can bring them to this movie. It explains the family dynamic, what Lloyd is a spy, and
It does that nice recap that anyone
perfectly.
can pick it up and do it.
Perfectly,
And
yeah.
I think that's the main focus of Spy Family. It's just like anyone can find a part of themselves in this story and like grow to love and enjoy every character in here, which I'm very, very interested in. What do you think our buddy Aaron would think if we had taken him to go see this?
He wouldn't have liked it already.
Yeah.
He is just
Well,
like
Aaron,
he's a
you
grumpy
tune
old
into
man.
this.
Grumpy old man, Aaron.
He'd be like,
He still has
"Wait,
to watch Vinland Saga. I told him.
I know. Well,
you all
he-
suggested Chainsaw Man, and I'm like, what?
I didn't suggest
Oh, I thought
it.
you
Someone
and
else,
Brady
no.
said it. Was it Brady?
Someone else
wasn't
had suggested it. He had heard about it, and I think he saw it on Hulu. He was like, "Oh, should I watch it?" I'm like, "You can." Like, it's a very it's a
It's not a
very
first
unique
step, yeah.
sense of it. Yeah, I don't know how much you'll like of it if it's going to be like your first like main introduction to anime. He was like, "Okay." He said 5 minutes, and he's like, "I don't understand why he's doing this. What? Why does he?"
Yeah.
what?" So I can only
think-
imagine us being like, "Wait, the dog." He can, he might
Yeah.
like this because he is a very
pokes-
big dog lover.
Oh yeah, I know. He pokes a lot of holes in things for like when he watches them. But I think like he would like Cowboy Bebop or like maybe like
He does like
Inuyasha.
jazz and like that kind of flow. He'd probably really like Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
He might like
I
this
should text
because
him
of the
that.
dogs and family. Oh, I
Yeah.
absolutely text him after this and say, "Hey, you're
Actually, you know what? No, we are gonna just send him this and be like, you have to
it's-
watch
yeah.
it because it's not that long, and we have some suggestions. And we called you
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll
yeah.
maybe he'll make a guest appearance. Hey, like, hey,
he wants
a new
to be on
anime,
it.
a new anime lover's
Yeah.
perspective. Yeah, I'm just saying.
He does want to be on it. He's off on Sundays, and he's like, "Yeah, if you guys are on it, I'm not doing anything." Absolutely,
That's
have
our
me on for
normal
it.
day we normally record, but it's been
Yeah.
so long. And Gamers
It
Heaven has been under like construction. The theater room's not in working order right now, which
Yeah.
breaks my heart.
They still
'cause
they're
I miss
still
it.
selling those mystery boxes, which I wonder if they have any more. Maybe I order.
I was
one.
watching the stream a bit ago. I know Andrew was
Yeah.
streaming earlier today. He was talking about like the stock and stuff like that for
Yeah,
them.
I know they're doing like a whole restructuring again and stuff, but
Yeah.
that'd be interesting. And then I know Aaron would love to be on. We'll have to give him one to watch and like do it once we get through finish and record our winter wrap up, and then the start of the spring, which I've already started and put on a little sheet together. And maybe we'll bump it down to like one selection each or something. But we're still cracking.
Oh yeah,
because
because I think it should be a series. I don't think we should introduce them to like a studio. I mean, even though we
Yeah.
like Studio Ghibli, but I
Yeah.
feel like that might be a little too much for him at first.
No movies. You got to get 12 episodes. You got to go through the anime experience.
I think he'll love Vinland Saga though as well.
No, no, but we'll have to pick something out for him and be like, hey, we're gonna watch this. We'll do it and talk about it in there. Have him on. But yeah, we got that, and then we'll get through those. We've got Otakon coming up, which we gotta get all the fun little details in and out. We've got some
Flo is gonna be there. They're performing.
Oh yeah. Chris sent me that stuff. We need to get we need to get our press stuff all figured out.
Yeah,
because I would love.
We'll hash that. We'll hash that offline.
Hash it out. But I think all I can really say, this was fun. This is what I love about doing all this, is just talking about the enjoyment and how much of this, like a lot of other ones, they try and break it down. They try and do, this person would be this person, which we
the
nitty
gritty, the specs, power specking,
just like the feelings and the emotion and the joy, and
why we watch this. Great. It's the reason why we watch it. Even though sometimes I might be stressed to go to a theater and have to go through all this and carpool, and it takes a while, but the end result, we walked out of that theater and we really enjoyed it. I had to hold back on what I wanted to say, because I was like, we got to save it for when we actually have a conversation. So it's damn.
And we were gonna do it in the car. I bought all this equipment. I was gonna be like, this will be a cool shoot. Get it right in the car. Have Chris sitting in the middle. In the car. got the microphones on and everything. Well, the Tesla car lights are just bright enough that they're not distracting.
She's so sorry.
Tesla. But yeah, I thought it was gonna be a really cool one. But nope, Chris had to fall asleep. And
then look, I said from now on, we are seeing movies at 1 p.m.
Oh, yeah. We're not built for these midnight showings anymore.
It wasn't even midnight. What was
Chris
it? 10?
It was 10 but we got out of there at midnight. But Chris was like, "Yeah, I'm down to see it at 10. This and this," and I was like, "Are you sure we could see it on Sunday in the afternoon?" It's like, no, we can go see it then.
I'm pretty sure we were all free on that Sunday as well.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. But he was just like, "No, let's go see it Friday. Let's go see it at 10."
I think he was Chris is always in the zone, gets stuff done. I know he did a lot that day, but Chris will watch it eventually. I think he probably won't see it in theaters. But I am curious to think what he thinks about it.
I can only imagine how much nicer, because we saw it in the standard in Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray on there, which I think that's going to be the next wallet draining hobby I'm going to get in, is start buying
physical
of series I really like, the Blu-ray copies, because it does make a difference. I was watching some of I forget what it was, but a hard copy of it, even a standard one, looks so much better than the streaming of it in there.
I mean, it's hard to say too, depending on the I guess the series, because if you're watching something that's really detailed, I think so.
So it's better than watching it on my computer.
Yeah.
When I'm watching on my phone, because it's such a smaller, the bitrate and everything looks good. But I've noticed when I'm watching it on my TV or computer, there's just some blocking pixelation that occurs, which isn't terrible, more. But it just does look so much better physically.
I thought the same thing, because what I'm doing right now is the series that I really like. I started buying the manga for it. So Spy Family, I have all the manga caught up to whatever it is now. I think the next one is going to be coming out soon, maybe May, I forget. But Vinland Saga, I want to start buying. But when I was thinking about the physical media, I was like, man, maybe I should buy it, because I like digital. When I read on my iPad mini, that's where I read manga on. But having the physical editions is really cool. And also when it comes to the actual Blu-ray, I don't know if they do this anymore. Do they do the Blu-ray and digital copy all in one?
They used to with Funimation.
Well, I want to see currently, because if I go online on whatever website, I don't want to say anything.
If you go to Crunchyroll's store, which they still have a bunch, I don't know if it lists it.
Yeah, because how long is it redeemable for the digital? I don't want to buy some old one.
Well,
and then
that's the thing I think they're working out right now, because when Crunchyroll and Funimation merged, there was a whole thing about their digital copies that you bought on Funimation, or you bought with Funimation physical copies, that they are not going to be available right now. It's something that they're working out to figure out how you'll get your digital copies access again. which does suck to like, come on, how can you not have these things figured out?
Yeah.
Because it took a year extra than when they said the site was going to close down, and I canceled my freaking Funimation subscription, and then not everything was over. But I have faith. They're rolling out. They just rolled out profiles. I finally don't have to have
thank goodness.
ton of mixed nonsense
I was so excited, and then I sent you that, or I called you. I was like, "Can I make a profile now?" You're like, yeah. Why'd you ask?
What does it matter?
I was like, all right, yeah.
Yeah, but
and also in John's account, he is Anya, I'm Lloyd, but Chris had to be cool and not pick yours, so it's fine. It's fine.
Well, he went and he picked a Tower of God, which was like,
a lot of options.
Yeah, they do. They do. They have the biggest catalog of IPs, but High Dive's got some good ones. You haven't gotten to it yet. This is one of my subs because we replaced my picks for the winter season, which you'll see when we get to it. But the on High Dive, love it, love it, love it. Same studio that did my love story with Yamada level 999. Did this one called The Dangers in My Heart. Amazing animation, amazing romance story. Love all the characters. It just so good. Go and watch that. But yeah, this is this would be good. Miss Chris.
He's having fun in Florida.
Doing an episode. I was like, today I was driving home and I was like, I know I said to do this. I don't know how I'll feel when I get that, but I was like, I'm happy.
And then I called you, and I was like,
exactly.
hey,
I was like, we'll do it. Because we just haven't done it in such a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. Any last thoughts? Anything? On any?
I just want to say, if anyone wants to leave a comment, on
if you watched the movie, let us know what you thought.
Yeah, let us know what you think about the movie. If you're a fan, if you're not a fan. But also, I want to see if anyone's got any recommendations for anybody who's never watched anime and you want to introduce them to, anime. Like, what are some of your suggestions? What would you introduce them to?
Maybe,
I'm very curious.
Maybe once we get back into the flow, which we were doing really good. We did the Avatar episode. We did some other ones in between, which is what I want to get back to doing, is like mini things like this in between each season, between our like main anchor episodes. I'd love to do like, hey, let's ask all of our friends if they had to recommend one anime to somebody who's never watched it, what it would be, and then rate it overall. Yeah. Like, okay, we talked to all our friends. These are the 10 most recommended ones, and like just see what our thoughts on that are. But yeah,
well, we would probably get 3 recommendations because it's just us 3. What other friends do we have? What do you mean?
Exactly. But yeah, this was great. Go watch the movie. Let us know what you thought. Let us know what you think about Spy Family. Yeah. And spring anime is out. What are you enjoying? What are you liking? I started Kaiju number 8. Go Loser Ranger is out. Haven't watched that yet.
That was when our first episodes that I don't even think are on anymore. That we talked about it, that we wanted to watch, and that was 2 years ago?
That is. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. This has been a fun little mini-sode. We'll be back hopefully in May, back to our usual tracks and getting some good stuff in. But yeah.
Thank you, everybody.